All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury is 1 week out from the date of this video. Might wind up being the biggest fight of this year. And to have the biggest fight of this year happen in February, hey, that's a early Christmas present, because usually Februarys are a little slower than this, but big fight coming up in February, coming up next week. Now, Deontay Wilder says something that not a lot of people have been talking about, and I've tried to make this observation as often as I can, or share this observation as often as I can. Deontay Wilder said he is going after Tyson Fury's eye and is going to open up that cut something nasty. Now, there's a benefit to that, but there's also a risk in that for the Bomb Squad. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. All right, man, 1 week out, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury for the WBC Heavyweight Championship of the World. I think through constant pressure on the subject that they have, the boxing powers that have lightened up on all that lineal championship talk. You do hear it every now and then, they'll mention it a little bit, but it just doesn't seem to be as fever pitched as it was before. Regardless, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury are definitely fighting for the WBC championship February 22nd. And this is going to be a rematch of a controversial fight that happened before, but it's also the first fight that Tyson Fury has had since he got his eye gashed open. Something horrendous. Now, as much as I hear about the predictions of fights, the predictions for this fight, how Tyson Fury is going to come in and what he's going to do is he's going to knock Deontay Wilder out in 2 rounds. He's going to come forward. He's going to bring the fight to him. Deontay Wilder is going to knock Tyson Fury out. What's Deontay Wilder going to do? Very few people have been talking about the fact that Tyson Fury is coming in this fight wounded. And there's no other way to say it. Tyson Fury is coming in this fight wounded. His eye This was not that long ago, far underneath a year or so that they say it takes those eyes to heal. When he got hit with that left hook by Otto Wallin, and not only did he have one nasty cut, he had 2 nasty cuts. One pretty much the length of his eyebrow, and since the dude's gigantic, that's a long ass eyebrow. And then he had one on the lid of his eye that both came from Otto Wallin. And not only did he get cut, he got cut and he kept getting hit on it for about 10 rounds. I do believe the cut came in the 2nd round, 3rd round at the latest. It was early in the fight, and Otto Wallin continued to hit that dude in that cut for the whole fight. So when it got done, it was just grotesque, man. Andre Ward, I remember when he said it, he said, man, that eye is still going to be pink. That eye is still going to be pink and still going to be soft if these guys fight in February. Those were observations that were made by a lot of people about that cut. And you can look at the cuts for several fighters that were cut, and every time they got hit after that, they became bleeders. That's how people become bleeders. There's some famous bleeders out there, like God, what was the guy's name in the 1970s that Chuck Webner? I think it was Chuck Webner. Was Chuck Webner the Bayonne bleeder? Pretty much, once you get that scar, that thing cut, that cut is going to continue to open up. Jeff Horn is an example of that. Jeff Horn got that nasty cut. Dude, by the way, and not much more nasty than the Tyson Fury cut, but man, they were both that level of cut. When Manny Pacquiao fought Jeff Horn, and he opened up Jeff Horn's eye like that. Jeff Horn eye opened up like that in the next fight that Jeff Horn had, which was against Gary Cochran. That fight, that eye opened up right away. Right away. In the first or second round with Gary Cochran hit that mug and boop, that sucker popped up. Now, the other effect that it could have with that cut is the sparring that Tyson Fury can have. Tyson Fury has to be really careful in his training camp, coming up to the training camp with working out at all. Like, I had heard reports that he was supposed to go a long period of time without even working out, because the simple fact that he was jumping rope and moving around and sweating or whatever could mess that cut up and prevent it from healing properly. He's definitely not taking shots to the head, even with the position of that cut. He's not even taking, I would have to assume, or there's a chance that he's not even taking shots to the head in sparring. So if he's not having real legit sparring, because they're afraid even with the headgear, that headgear could bump up against that cut. Hey man, how sharp is he going to be for the fight? So the eye injury could affect him in his actual training leading up to the fight. The eye injury could affect his sparring for the fight, and definitely affect his approach to the fight. Because it's right in front of a jab. So if it's his right eye, right, which is right in front of the jab of Deontay Wilder and the left hook of Deontay Wilder, which way is he going to go to try to stay away from that? Right now he has to go to the strength of Deontay Wilder, because if Deontay Wilder is really going at him with his left, going at him with a jab, going at him with a left hook, he's got to go that way. He can't keep going into Deontay Wilder's not so soft-handed that he's going to keep going to his right, and not have that cut opened up or not get buzzed. Deontay Wilder can buzz you with a left hook too. But here's the thing with as far as Deontay Wilder goes. Deontay Wilder, so that's the benefit for Deontay Wilder, that he's walking in there with a guy that's injured before he goes into the fight, or wounded and is a bleeder. Because you can just jab the dude, you can jab him till his eye opens up. And if it opens up the same way, that ref is not going to let Tyson Fury bleed for 8 rounds. And more than likely, if it starts getting in his eye, he cuts that eye and he's got to do any of this, dude, that could be very, very ugly. Now, Tyson Fury is an excellent fighter. He found a way to get through it with the Otto Wallin fight, but that's a scary situation with Deontay Wilder. Now, the risk for Deontay Wilder, though, is that what I said isn't true, right? That Tyson Fury's eye is not just ready and open to be ready and easy to be opened up, and he changes the game plan from the way that he would like to fight to one that's really just looking to open his eye up. But I don't think necessarily that that's that great a risk, because Deontay Wilder's trying to take that dude's head off, man. Deontay Wilder's taking his head off, and going to jabs and left hooks up top, and to the body, because Tyson Fury's hands are going to be up, so that body's going to be wide open. I don't think there's not a big chance of it, but anyway, that's the risk with Deontay Wilder, is that he focuses too much on that eye, and he abandons his game plan otherwise. But I just think, man, that this, any way it goes, dude, because I picked Deontay Wilder to win. I've said this before. The reason why I picked Deontay Wilder to win is because Deontay Wilder is looking like he looked excellent in his last 2 fights. Excellent in his last 2 fights. The knockout punches that he had 2 back-to-back 1-punch knockouts, right? Where he just knocked the dude stiff, and both of them were from straight right hands. They were not from looping right hands. They were straight down the pike, boom, right hands. So you didn't have the situation where Deontay Wilder was throwing with Tyson Fury a lot of the time, which was that kind of looping overhand right. It was the straight right hand. So for me, Deontay Wilder looked very good in his last 2 fights. Tyson Fury, on the other hand, fought very low level competition, or not very low level competition, but he fought lower level competition. And neither one of the fights did he show the punching power that he says that he's going to bring in to knock Deontay Wilder out in his next fight. I still have no idea why people say Deontay Wilder doesn't have a chin when Deontay Wilder's taking shots very, very flush from a big knockout puncher in Luis Ortiz and dealt with it. So, and I don't know what planet anybody would, or what planet you'd have to be to assume that Tyson Fury hits like Luis Ortiz. But also, you can expect Tyson Fury. I've heard Tyson Fury is going to go southpaw, all kind of different stuff. But regardless, I think that Tyson Fury definitely has a chance to win. It's not going to be easy for him to win because he has no chin and he's got a hurt eye, and he's also getting in there with a killer. Like I'm looking at it from the standpoint of somebody that isn't even a fan of Deontay Wilder. That guy's a killer, man. Okay, that guy's a killer. That dude's a for real fighter. That's not fake right there. That guy right there is going to try to hurt you. And he has all the ability in the world to hurt you. And he's already proven with Tyson Fury that he can hurt him. And he can hurt him badly. In fact, I want people who doubted that Deontay Wilder was lying when he said he already knocked the guy out, because I wasn't really paying attention to it that closely. I was like, he got up in time, whatever. Until last night, and I watched Ryan Garcia knock out Francisco Fonseca. When Ryan Garcia knocked out Francisco Fonseca, I was like, oh no, that's the same knockout. That is the exact same knockout that Deontay Wilder did to Tyson Fury. It's the exact same thing. He hit him with one shot. He fell. He didn't break his fall. Boop, his head bounced on the mat, just like Tyson Fury's did. And the ref just grabbed the mic piece, held his chin and said, hold on, that's it. Why didn't Jack Reese, if there was the same treatment between the two, Jack Reese should have just grabbed Tyson Fury's head and be like, oh, wave it off. Nope, just sound, because you fell, you didn't even break your fall. So, but that's not what Reese did. If that happens again to Tyson Fury, it's going to be a wrap. But anyway, it's going to be a really good fight for boxing. I'm looking forward to it. Let me know what you think in the comment section about the eye. And with that, I'm out. Peace.